Welcome to Out of Print Audio. Episode 2 of Retrieval begins now.
The bouncing of the trailer along the driveway makes a racket of noise. The way it jumps every time I hit a bump sounds like a shotgun blast going off. Makes me worry about the propane tanks on the trailer. Grounds have been a bit wet lately, too. Nothing too bad, just takes a little bit of coaxing for the truck to not get stuck. Slow rolling the truck along as opposed to driving with my foot down, but we make it fine in the end. I get out and look around while I put on my hazmat suit, my work belt, my Kevlar jacket, holster, and gun. I like to put on my neck guard right at the end. As I'm loading up, I finally get to see the actual house. The big farmhouse with the double doors and the big bay windows. The house is brighter than I expected. Teal's not a color I'm used to seeing outside of pictures. Porch is a clean white. Roof looks recently shingled. It's pretty, not a lick of dust, dirt, or rust anywhere I look. Don't see that very often. You know what, actually, these days, you kinda do. It's a real shame. Seems like they had a lot of life left in them before today. Place seems kinda empty, for now at least. Can't seem to see or hear anything anyways. I look back down the path I came and I can see a few pieces from the trailer. Metal sidings always seem to fall off quickly. Looks like the jostling caused a few things to end up in the dirt. I start walking towards them, picking them up and cleaning them off a bit before reattaching them. At least I'm only covered in mud on the outside. By the time I get back, the old man's leaning quietly against his freshly painted porch post. He walks forward with a slight swagger for a dying man, his cowboy look fitting his slow side-to-side gait. Man's immense, the kind of man that stood out from boyhood, wide shoulders and a square jaw. I can see a fresh bandage around his neck. Looks like the blood seeping through the dressing and the bandages. Blood looks dry, though. I turn on my body camera. I'm on the clock. Mr. Jameson?
That be me. Got a little hitch in my giddy-up, as you can see.
He sounds like he should for a man as wide and flannel-tanned as he, a deep and gruff whisper to him.
Did my girl call you?
I just get sent by the company, sir. The request came in from a Mary Jameson, you know her?
That's her. I'm her father, Wesley Jameson. Suppose it was the right thing to do, on account of, well, everything here.
He looks at me for a bit. I see tears. That's a good thing. And I got his confirmation on camera. Needed these days. Some people call in retrievals as a prank. I get it. It's kind of funny.
How will it happen? You do it from there?
I have to get a few approvals in place if you have the time. I have a request for a Kelly Jameson as well. Cleanup request?
She's inside. I tried to clean up a bit, but I got pretty tired. I'm sorry I couldn't do a better job. When you see my daughter, if you could tell her that. I tried.
I have a recording, sir. Customers aren't allowed to speak with people like me on account of the nature of the job. I'll make sure it's on the report, and I have it on camera for her to review.
Suppose you're right. Forgive me. Guess I'm a little bit whiny right now.
He takes a deep breath and begins to cry deeply and unrestrained. After a solid minute, he wipes his face with the back of his hand, nods his head, and holds his gaze to the sun for a moment. I don't disturb him.
Will, shall we get on with it? Get you doing what you need to do, whatever your name is. Should I call you something?
We aren't allowed to give out our names, but my company issued name is Mark. You can call me that if you need.
Hell of a thing to die by a man's hands and not even know his name.
I nod. He looks down for a moment and then loses his balance. I see him start to sway a little, clutching the wound, while trying to grasp for something to cling to, something to bear him, like a man trying to stop himself from falling backwards into an ocean. I keep my sight on him while I begin retreating towards the trailer behind the pickup. Once I arrive, I open a compartment on it, I flick a switch, and I can hear the furnace start. I make my way back to him. As I walk past the cab of the truck, I pull out my tablet computer. Clock's ticking quick.